I never thought it could happen to me. I had a wife and a Mercedes-Benz, a greenback for every blade of grass on my lawn, to win people and influence friends. Just one night of sin, now I'm spinning on the merry-go-round, while my world come tumbling down, my world come tumbling down. My life got mixed up with 10-finger Jack in a way I could not have foreseen. He spoke in million-dollar metaphors, but he read just like cheap gasoline. He said he couldn't rest until he put me 6 feet underground, and my world came tumbling down. My world came tumbling down.
Tumbling down.
Yeah.
Right? We are with Ron Sunshine, and that song, most people probably would not pick up what it was connected to, what it is connected to. Talk to us.
Well, we were right in the post-September 11th period, and we had a lot of feelings we had to deal with, my songwriting partner and I, Craig Dreyer, and we decided to try to process some of that by writing a song. It's sort of an allegory about what we felt was going on in the world, and how a thing like that could happen, what brought it on, who did it.
That's Craig.
That's Craig Dreyer, yeah.
How long have you been in this business?
I've been doing this full-time for 15 years.
It's interesting because you got your first paid professional gig at 26 years of age.
You know, oh, you're aging me.
Yeah, no. But what's interesting is that for someone who is so committed, loves the music, someone might say, hey, that's kind of a late start. How did that happen?
Well, I guess I was always involved with music one way or another, but I wasn't trying to, I didn't think I could seriously make a living at it, and I went to college, graduated.
Columbia?
Yeah, I did. I went to Columbia.
A degree in?
English and history.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I worked a lot of odd jobs. I ended up traveling a lot to further my education, and I sort of fell into it by accident.
Yeah, but at the same time, you grew up in a family that was very much connected to music. Describe that.
That's true, yeah. I have 4 older sisters, and they were always playing me great music, and my father was a trumpet player. He played in big bands, and there's always a lot of music around.
By the way, speaking of big bands, we have Clark Terry coming in after this. You know, see? Now
I'm excited to be in the same building as Clark Terry.
Look at that. Look at that. Who are we looking at right there?
That's myself and Clark Terry and my friend Toma. We were at Town Hall a couple of years ago.
New York City?
Yeah.
And since you've got Clark Terry in the green room coming in after this, but it's a thrill for all of us just to have him here. Let's go back to you.
Music history.
Music history, that's right. The fact that he happened to have been a mentor to Miles Davis, not a big deal. How about this? You get into the business. You say you want to do your thing, but what is your thing? Because as I've been listening to the music, you move in and out of different genres, right?
That's right.
Describe it.
Well, I think they're all part of the same American music tradition. Like, take a guy who's in the media a lot right now, Ray Charles, the late, great Ray Charles. Same thing could be said of him. You know, he sort of combines a lot of different influences: gospel, blues, jazz, R&B. He was, you know, he created his own genre, but he also did country music. He did big band, swing. You know.
People sometimes try to pigeonhole you, like, what do you do? What's your thing?
That's right.
That doesn't work.
Constantly. Well, I try to just make good music that I like, you know. That's the bottom line.
Let's talk about some of the other, by the way, folks, Ron Sunshine, the CD is called Deluxe. Got some great songs on here. Do you have one that you can just, guys, do you have one queued up that we want to do? Help me on this.
Coffee and Reefer?
Coffee and Reefer. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Breakfast of Champions.
This is a family show. You were doing Coffee and Reefer. Go ahead. Go for it.
Here we go.
You need to say anything about it beforehand? Or does it speak for itself?
I think it speaks for itself.
Go for it.
Well, now, chocolate cake makes my poor stomach ache, and all those pills are too much for me to take. I don't like cocaine 'cause it makes me all uptight, but coffee and reefer makes me feel all right. Crystal meth will make you high, and it's cheap. but I never like going 5 days without sleep. Acid makes you say stupid things like out of sight, but coffee and reefer makes me feel alright. You know the coffee take you high, the reefer take you low. The beans will make you fly while the bud will make you slow. Shooting speedballs will make you sell your stereo. But who ever heard of going in hock for a cup of joe? You know that crank will land you right in the clank. Smoke that nasty crack and you want to rob a bank. Forget the nicotine, the ketamine, the benzodrine. Try coffee and reefer for a real mellow scene. Yeah.
Talk. Go ahead. Keep doing it.
A little sax solo.
Little sax. Go ahead. Little solo.
Little piano solo, Rick Germanson. Great young star of the jazz scene.
Who is that?
Rick Germanson.
Rick Germanson. Part of your team.
You'll be hearing about him in the future.
All right, I like that. You talk about the other guys. Go ahead.
Don't drive a car, don't answer the phone. Just try to spend a couple of hours alone. Don't you operate machinery when you're smoking on that weed. The Cartoon Channel has everything you need. See, it ain't ecstasy will cause a man to love a wall.
We're not condoning any
Whiskey make
drug
you
use.
love a girl you never touch at all. Mescaline will turn you into a little pinky racer. So try cappuccino with the mellow gauge chaser. You know, coffee and reefer make you feel all right.
Now, we love that song. It's got a great, but we do not condone illegal drug use.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
I just want to make sure.
It's all in good fun.
All in good fun.
Part of the long line of reefer songs. You know,
Yeah,
dating
gotta have
back
a reefer
to the
song,
20s.
right? Who writes this stuff?
That was written by Craig Dreyer and myself. Yeah.
Describe the writing process for you, collaborating with someone else.
It's always a little different. In this particular case, I had that title in my head for maybe 10, 15 years.
Coffee and reefer?
Yeah, because my friend Wild Bill Durkin always used to talk about coffee and reefer, coffee and reefer. Yeah. I'm sure he won't mind my saying that.
Yeah, it was in your head.
And Craig and I were writing songs for this record, and let's write one called Coffee and Reefer. What do we want it to sound like? You know, it's kind of a little Louis Jordan-esque musically, and we just can't. You know, we decided we want to eliminate all these other drugs and just coffee and reefer. Yeah.
The people who had a great influence on you. You know, it's funny. I'm listening to you, and this may not take this as a compliment. John Prine.
I've listened to John Prine in my childhood.
Okay,
yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, who influenced you? I can't figure this out because you're coming from a lot of perspectives. Who had a great influence on you?
Well, you know, as a kid, I listened to a lot of Beatles, a lot of Sly and the Family Stone, a lot of, you know, B.B. King. I've listened to a lot of George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic.
Right.
As a songwriter, I'm a big admirer of Tom Waits. And, you know, in the jazz world, I love Thelonious Monk. I love Ellington. I once locked myself in my apartment for 2 years and listened to nothing but Duke Ellington.
Why?
Because it was just so much to learn, you know. It's just so beautiful, such an amazing body of work.